Nearly a year ago now, my family and I moved house. Unfortunately, while we like our new city just fine, we have a number of troublesome neighbors, including an apparently single, middle-aged guy that I keep catching trying to peep over our back fence. Granted, he's a bird, a Eurasian blackbird, or Turdus marula to be exact, but it still disturbs me whenever I see his beady orange eyes peering through the blind slits. Mostly because it reminds me of my high school years, back when I lived way out in the woods and we had a window in the shower and a local opossum that liked to make her rounds at the exact same time that I used to bathe myself. And then, once I'm thinking about possums, which are successfully opportunistic omnivores with a penchant for eating trash and playing dead when confronted, it makes me think of some of the guys I dated in college. But if a few of them shared traits with North America's only marsupial, then I, myself, self-identified with the humble oyster back then. Smooth, supple, forgiving, and delicate. The kind of girl who would pluck that irritating grain of sand from your shell and turn it into a pearl instead. The kind of girl that the Stanford researchers who coined the term mankeeping to describe the one-sided emotional and social labor that women participate in to support the men in their lives were talking about. And baby, let me tell you, back in the day, I would have kept a zoo full of emotionally stunted men if I could have. I would have bought them cute little matching outfits and applied their emo mascara myself. If it had been possible to get a doctorate in mankeeping, I would have had a freaking PhD, a pretty huge debt. Because I would have paid full price, out of pocket, for the certificate to legitimize my need to help a man really get in touch with himself. And though I had purged most of this energy by the time I married my husband, a lifetime of believing that the man should come first, no pun intended, is hard to shake. So it was the natural choice when he strove to advance his education and career, and I followed him to 2 countries and 2 states. And it took me over a decade to realize that I'd slipped back down the food chain along the way, transforming from an oyster into a century egg. Because just as this Chinese delicacy is carefully packed for preservation, I had surrounded myself with my husband's aspirations and dreams. I had entombed myself in the clay, ash, salt, and quicklime of his ambitions and hopes. I'd done it so easily that I hardly even noticed when I became the best supporting actress rather than the lead in my own life. And though I'd like to tell you that I emerged from this state in all my gelatinous, sulfurous glory years ago, I am, in fact, still a century egg, intact but transformed, waiting to prove to the world that I can be savory and complex. Hell, maybe that's why Turdus the birdus still comes around despite my very disapproving looks. Maybe he sees me through my shell and is just waiting for it to crack.